Hey everyone, it's Melissa with the M Word. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kiddos. I have an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. We are between our 4th and 5th year of homeschooling. My children are going to be in 3rd grade, pre-K, and preschool. So today is a collaboration with Niki from Homeschoolology. I love her channel so much. I love watching her channel. Her and I seem to be very similar in the way we homeschool, so I get a lot of ideas off of her and I enjoy watching her channel, so I'm excited to collaborate with her and so many other secular homeschooling moms, and we are going over our homeschool planners. So I have a few things. So there is Timberdoodle planners, which I am going to be doing a full video on just the Timberdoodle planners and the Timberdoodle online scheduler. If you're interested in that, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That will be coming out on my channel later, but these are the Timberdoodle handbooks that have schedules in them. I also have my scheduler that I made on Canva. This is just the one from this year. I have not made this coming years yet. And then this is my calendar for the whole year. I do have a rough draft of this coming school year, and I have last year's school year as well. I also remade my checklist. This is my weekly checklist. I actually this year I'm trying to color code it by child. So this pinker one is my oldest, then the blue is my son, and then this lighter pink is my youngest daughter. I'm gonna see how that works. We've been kind of trying it over the summer to see what we like. So far it seems okay. And then I also added in this game rotation. Here I wrote games. It's so hard to see, I'm so sorry. The games. Games from kits. Whoop. And then it's 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just me trying to make sure that now that there are 3 kids with 3 curriculums from Timberdoodle and they all have games from Timberdoodle, I just want to make sure we go through them. So I made a list of all of the games and I colored them the same for my children. And then I just wrote, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And I don't really know, it's just my way of checking off what we have done and making sure it gets done and that we're actually doing the game. So I did what would fit on a sheet of paper for now. So that just happened to be this 4 months because I shrunk it this way to fit on the page no matter what, but I didn't want to shrink it this way to have all however many months are in school. I just didn't want to deal with that. So I didn't want all 12 months. So I just broke it up by 4 months. And I'll print a new one each time I need one. But this way I can at least kind of get a sense of how quickly we're going through games, how often we're going back to one game or another, that kind of thing. Just letting my kids pick and also trying to cycle through all the games and puzzles that we have from Timberdoodle. But here, so last year I got this one from Time and Date. It's just a yearly schedule. I went from August to July because we start our homeschool in August, our first of the year in August every year. And for this next year, I actually did September through August. And I have since changed my mind and want to do August through July again. So I'm going to reprint this one because originally I was thinking we won't start until mid-September because the fair is in September, and last year it was hard to do school around the fair. Since then, I have decided that it would be easier, instead of losing those 5 weeks because of the fair, when the fair is only 1 week long, it would be easier to just start in August and run through July and just have that 1 week off if we need it. I'm thinking this year she won't need the whole week off though, so with any luck, that'll be the case. Then I also have this tracker. I kind of talked about this in a previous video. And then I'll have a video coming up next week about how to homeschool in Wisconsin. I had planned on putting that this week, but I did not get it out this week, so it'll be next week. This is my tracker. It also runs August to July. I made this in Canva, and I use it to write the grade, the child that I'm doing the schoolwork with. I also write how many hours we need from the state of Wisconsin. At the bottom, it says need 875 hours because Wisconsin does not track days, they track hours, and they actually do not necessarily come check unless they need to, but what they need to see is our attendance sheets and how many hours we've done. So I actually combined it in one sheet. So I will go in here and I will write N for the days that we did not do school, and I will put in hours in there the days we did school. So if we did book work, it's usually 5 hours. And then if we didn't do book work, like if we went on a field trip or we went on a nature hike or we did a bunch of other things, I will put in 3 or 4 hours depending on how much we worked. A lot of the times we actually homeschool way more than the 3 to 5 hours, but it helps me keep track of stuff in a more simplified manner. So like I said, I put ends where we don't do school, and I put the hours where we do school. And it also lets me know which days we did book work. It's easier for me to tell, you know, what days do we go on field trips, which days do we go on nature hikes, that kind of thing. It's just all very easy and right here. Now, we are currently in the summer, so not very much of this has been done. But this, like I said, there we go, is how I pack through the week. I actually make this fit on one page. When I print it from Excel, I put print fit to sheet, so one sheet. And then I do have this in my shared Dropbox where I share everything with you guys. I have this sheet. But it's an old year now. And I want to see my reading trackers on there too. I will leave a link to that Dropbox below. And the only thing I ask is that you don't sell or reproduce this for anything other than your own personal use. The file is edible. You can do whatever you need to it. So I go in and I add columns and stuff as I see fit. So this is language arts, Monday through Friday. And then I just go in here and I highlight on the days that I want to do school, and I write down what I want to do. And I also tend to try to squeeze in, you know, like 3 pages, 20 minutes, just kind of whatever the Timberdoodle handbook had suggested, whatever I've kind of worked out will work. And then I write down what I'm doing there. And then here, I didn't do a good job about splitting up whether it was Callie's or Riker's other than the color. And I ended up deciding that I wanted like some notification here too, even though the colors are different. I just wanted, when I was scanning through here, to be able to find the kid that I needed the fastest. So like right now, we're not obviously doing Mazdas, and we're not doing Language Smarts Language D. So I cross those out for the summer. We are not doing a very good job because we're in the middle of July of doing any of this. But this, I keep track of how many days we've been in school. I keep track of what the week it is we're in school, and I keep track of what date it is on here. So I do keep every single one of these sheets as well, mostly for my own records, but I do keep them all just in case I ever need them. I also tend to write down what book we happen to be reading, and I'll write down any important notes that we happen to have. But I do use this as a daily check sheet. I keep it inside my working teacher binder. So every Sunday I come in and I put every single sheet of paper I need for the week in here. And this just actually goes in the front little pocket right here. This front tag that says teacher thing. I just slip this in here, and I pull it out as I need all day long and mark it off. Then I also have the Timberdoodle handbooks. Inside these handbooks is like gold on how and when to schedule things. I honestly don't know what I would do without these. They go through, and each little thing talk about each item in the kits. They talk about how you should schedule it in the kit, and any tips that you might need as well about scheduling, or as a parent on like how to implement it. In the front of this, there is also a weekly checklist that they provide for you. I actually used this for the first couple of years, but since we have now tend to change things a lot, that is why I make this. This here came from my using this. Then of course they do have an online scheduler. Inside here is the code. It's just under my hand in the front page that allows you to go into your Timberdoodle scheduler, and you can do all that online, and then you can print out a schedule. I also learned this year that the schedule is markable from the Timberdoodle thing. So if you don't want to have something printed and you want something electric where you can click, yep, I did that, yep, I did that, that is a great option as well. I want to use that. I really want to use that. I am very much needing something physical to touch, hold, and mark off. If I could get the Timberdoodle one to print one page like this, I would use that versus this. I just can't get it to print that way. So if it would print all week on one sheet of paper, that would be gold for me. But I need one sheet of paper to keep track of, and I need it to be literally in my face and in my way to know that I have gotten everything done, versus anything that I could forget to check off or open up 100 times and get sucked into like Instagram world or Facebook world or my emails or anything else. So this keeps me on track as well as making sure my kids stay on track. So that is all my planning. Like I said, this was in collaboration with Niki from Homeschoolology, and there is a huge group of secular homeschool moms showing their homeschool planners. Most of them will probably have actual planners that they have purchased, so if that's something you like, you're definitely going to like the playlist. And then there's going to be a few like me where we kind of just make our own thing out of all the random pieces that we use over the year. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. If you would like a close-up of anything, let me know. Like I said, there is also the link for my Dropbox that does have this sheet of paper and a few other things in it as well. And I will have Niki's channel and the playlist linked below, and I will talk to you next time.